informa que el siguiente programa es un programa pagado y el contenido total es responsabilidad de quien lo produce o anuncia.
Bienvenidos a Lip Latina Radio, the bold, unapologetic voice of San Antonio and beyond. We're turning up the heat on local, state, and national issues while breaking it down with real talk and real passion. From the streets of San Antonio to the halls of power at the White House, we're keeping you informed, engaged, and fired up. And because patriotism is more than just words, we're shining a spotlight on real change makers, the fearless, the hardworking patriots making a difference in our communities. This is Red Lip Latina Radio, where we speak loud, proud, and with a little extra spice. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Red Lip Latina Radio. My name is Cindy Dominguez.
And I'm Jessica Garza.
Yep. I think we're like practicing today, right? Or something.
Yeah.
We're just a little bit off, but we're getting it together. You know why? It's because we took 2 weeks off, right? Or we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks, or, well, we have, but.
Since last year.
So kind of refocus.
Yes.
And renew and restart this new year. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yay, Jessica. So welcome back. Oh, my son's calling. Let me tell him that I'm on air real quick. Hold on.
Right.
All right. Well, how are you?
I'm good.
Good?
I mean, a lot. A lot's happened since the year started. So
I know,
so much
right?
to talk about.
Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let me just text my kid. I'm on the radio real quick because he's calling me, and I don't like to miss their phone calls. But all right, let me get myself together here, right?
I know we're like trying to.
I don't know what happened, but we just had a little
Maybe
mix-up.
Maybe it's because we're wearing pink today, right?
Right?
We're used to always wearing
the...
red, black.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. The pink energy is throwing us off. But, the other day I put on pink lipstick and I had to take it off immediately.
Yeah.
And put the red back on. So that's probably what.
I know. I did the same thing today, and I was like, no, wait. No, right. Not yet.
So today I mixed it. So you see it? It's the Cindy and a little bit of pink. So,
oh, okay.
I don't know. Just trying something new. I was trying to match the outfit, but it wasn't working. But anyway, on a serious note, I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, me too.
First episode of the year. Oh, well, we had, I guess, our first official episode alone because we did have Greg Brockhouse last week. And, and we had it outside. So, that was
that was another thing.
So I'm just glad to be back. Thank God. So much in the world has changed in the past, 8 days?
Oh my gosh.
It's been amazing. It's eye-opening experience. I feel like we've come to this over the past year to come into this new year with a new world experience.
Yeah, it's a new opportunity for everybody. It's a new start.
A new start. Yep. So, what you got going on so far this year?
I mean, not much. I mean, the news, everything that's happening is I love, I feel like politics is in my blood, but it also brings this side of me where I become very I told you, the Jesus wants to come out of me, but I'm like, no. With so many things that I've seen, a lot of controversies. So, yeah.
Well, it's very, very interesting. So, we could both watch the same exact thing, and it makes me feel sad and hurtful and empathetic. And then it makes Jessica feel mad, right?
It makes me angry.
Yes.
I feel angry.
And I told her the reason, though, is because I had been experiencing, this for a while already. I had been going through, international things already for the past year. And, a lot of people don't know, there's a lot of personal things that I know y'all think y'all know me, but y'all don't really know everything about me, even though I do post a lot on social media and I do give a lot of people a lot of insight to my life. But there's some things that are always going to remain private, right? And so I don't always share. So this year I shared a lot with Jessica, and I told her, hey, this is what I've been through. This is why it hurts. This is my experience. So I guess I have already lived through the anger part of international issues like last year, from like December through February, right? Like that was like the most international crisis that I had, because a lot of the stuff that happens with immigration, hits home. I'm not an immigrant. I'm a 100% American. I'm grateful to be American. I love my freedom. I fight for everyone's freedom. I fight for everyone's dignity, everyone's respect. English, Spanish, all around the world. I don't eliminate anyone from any part of the world, because I feel like everybody deserves to be treated with dignity and respect.
Yes.
Now, when you do break the law, you do break the law.
Yeah.
And
I'm an immigrant, so
yeah.
It's
so
interesting how you feel you get hurt and you have a lot of empathy, and I'm an immigrant and I get angry and upset.
yeah, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, because we're real and we're raw with each other. Like, and I give her my perspective and she gives me hers, and that's why we're here. And you know what? About 2.5 weeks ago, I go up and down through politics. I love it. I hate it. I'm mad about it. Keep me out of it. You know what I mean? So, and now I'm like, okay, I have to embrace it. And about 2 weeks ago, somebody within the circle said, stop talking about politics. Like, just do business and leave politics out of it. And I said, I can't do that, because everything involves politics, down to the carrot that you eat, the electricity you have at home, the water, the gas you put in your car, the tires you buy, the school buses that your kids ride to school. Everything has to do with politics. And then today, Jessica knew the minute that happened. I told Jessica this, and this. And what did you tell me today? You said, God gave us a platform and we're going to use it. Yeah.
Yeah, he gave us a platform to share even the ugly. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to share even the ugly, even if it makes people uncomfortable. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah. So we've been watching a lot of people have their own take on what went on in Venezuela. And of course, we have our own opinions also. So we're going to bring them to you today. I think I just got a text message. Our guest is trapped in traffic. Okay, well, we'll bring our guest on in a little bit. Let you know when she's ready. Let me just text her, because we're going to have Carmen Maria Montiel is joining us today to talk about her experience. She is Venezuelan. Let me just text her back real quick. Let me know when you're ready, because she's going to be our guest. We're going to be talking about that. But for now, me and Jessica have a whole lot to share and a whole lot to say. We're going to break down the headlines, what's shaping Latin America, what's going on in the world. We're going to talk about a little bit about the political system, the role of the National Assembly, and how its power changed under Nicolas Maduro. We're going to also talk, the leadership of Maria Corina Machado, and how this affects everyday people. So today, Jessica said something. We were talking about water.
Yes.
You want to talk about that real quick? About the water? Oh, that's your daughter. If you could put the volume down, on your phone so we can hear. That's all right. But go ahead. So we're talking about everyday American, how spoiled we are. We are spoiled.
Yeah. So our water heater just broke, like literally today, and I was like thinking, like, oh my God, like, it was frustrating. Of course, because we don't have any hot water or whatever, but the solution is so easy. It's a phone call away, or my husband can go get it at the Home Depot and fix it, and that's it. But then when I started watching everything about Venezuela, it hit me like, we are so spoiled. Like, Americans are so spoiled, because over there, they had to use water at certain times of the day, certain times at night, fill up buckets full of water so they can flush their toilets, and they were only allowed water like an hour a day, and it wasn't all the time. And I was like, we're so spoiled, and we're over here protesting for something that and I'm just gonna say it to the Democrats, the liberals, like they're like crying about it, like, oh my God, like how dare they take a president and this and that. And it's like, you have no idea what those people were living through.
Exactly.
And they're talking about it themselves. It's not just us speculating. Like, they're circulating videos and they're like, you don't know what it's like to be here with us. Like, I trade you 10 days. So I felt like that's spoiled. Like, we're so spoiled. I could just go buy one.
We take it for granted. We take for granted, even just like the little water bottles that we have that we give out freely. We give them out for free. Even like they would cherish this over there. And here in America, we're so ungrateful. And I always say I've had my own moments of being ungrateful, and I repent for those moments because God gave us the access to clean water. Here, something that we don't take for granted. Or even going to Walmart to buy a piece of meat or a pear. I heard somebody went to prison for a pear, So I do have friends in Venezuela that I do speak to. And I have spoken to them recently, and I get their side of it also. So people don't know this, even last year helped somebody buy even a pig or chickens in Venezuela. Why? So I could teach them how to be an entrepreneur, so that how they could, provide for themselves and also provide for their family. Because what I would hear is they would get 2 leg quarters, 6 eggs, and like a piece of what we would consider a sausage for like a family of 6. And that is not enough food. Even no matter how you can dissect a leg quarter and spread it among, a soup or something, it's still not enough food for an entire family. And their average income is $50 a month. We wouldn't be able to survive on, $50 maybe a day or 2 here, but we definitely wouldn't be able to survive there. But people say that Trump was in error, that he went over there and he kidnapped the president. But he didn't go over there and just kidnap. He went strategically. And,
it was a plan.
The what was it? The Delta Force? What are they called again? I forgot. The Delta Force that they had the plan already ready to go for the past 5 years. And when they showed it to President Trump, he said, go get it, go do it. So people are saying, that he went in and bombed everything. According to the people in Venezuela, the only thing that he bombed was the energy plant. And that was a tactical,
part of the plan.
But there was not anybody hurt on either side. No Americans or no Venezuelans were hurt. And that he went in. We're gonna play the first video. Let's play the first video before we go in any further, because we're still waiting for our guest to come on. I know she's in traffic, but I'm excited to have her.
Yes.
And we'll go ahead and let's play the first video, and let's watch this. Jessica made this video, so thank you very much, Jessica. I know it takes a long time, but she put this video together, like the celebrations and the stupidity. Let's do this. Go ahead.
¡Venga por mí! ¡Aquí lo espero en Miraflores! ¡No se tarde en llegar, cobarde!
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Ya salió, eso conmigo. Ya, tranquila, ya. Se llevaron a Maduro. Te lo juro. Esta noche, a las 2 de la mañana.
Estados Unidos metió preso a Maduro y así le fue y lo llevaron. Ya. ¿De verdad? Sí.
Agarraron a Maduro.
No me digas.
Te lo juro.
No.
Te lo juro.
No me digas.
Lo puso Trump.
Y Mandy capturaron a Maduro.
Gracias, Dios.
Estamos saliendo de una de las peores ratas de Venezuela.
La captura de
check out that communist flag over there.
What brings you out here today?
I'm organized with the Revolutionary Communists of America. We're out here to say hands off Venezuela, and we unequivocally stand with the people of Venezuela against U.S. imperialist aggression.
What do you think about the people of Venezuela celebrating on the streets? What do you think about the people of Venezuela celebrating on the streets today?
I saw images of Venezuelans being bombed after the U.S. bombed Caracas. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, but yeah, I think you should definitely
show me the bombings that you're talking about. I didn't see any.
I don't know. I just saw it on Reddit. It was on the front page of the
Reddit.
So.
Y le pido a todos que tengan fe. No sé dónde ir a salir, pero le pido a todos que tengan fe, que no se dejen llenar la cabeza de que los gringos solo quieren el petróleo, y los gringos solo quieren sus riquezas. O sea, y a esas personas les pregunto, ¿qué creen ellos que querían los rusos y los chinos durante tanto tiempo? ¿La receta de la arepa? Imposible.
Trump, thank you. For Maduro, I hope you're getting the same cell we did it.
We have to show the whole world that Venezuela is happy that the regime is over.
We're also seeing that there's people out here supporting Maduro. They should be looking at us and supporting us, not supporting the man who has been destroying our country and repressing our people for the last few years.
If you want to know something about Venezuela, you should ask a Venezuelan.
Venezuela! What do we want? Freedom!
We'll tell you the truth about our story and how much we hate and despise Nicolas Maduro.
I can't even believe that they're doing that. They must not know 20% of what he have done. Not even. Half of them got their own flag. I'm sure none of them can point out Caracas in a map.
It's easy to speak the communists, the socialists in the United States, where your shoes is Timberland, where your phone is iPhone, where your jacket is Tommy Hilfiger. You can go from Venezuela, come on. I go for American Airlines, I pay you your ticket.
Maduro had multiple opportunities to leave power peacefully. He's an indicted criminal, he's a narco-terrorist, and the United States was doing a law enforcement operation.
With Trump running the government, it's necessary, honestly, because we can't keep the same people that were destroying our country still there. That oil hasn't been ours for the past 27 years. It's been owned by Russia, it's been owned by China, it's been owned by Cuba, by Iran.
The only people that have benefited from oil in Venezuela are the oligarchs that are allies of Nicolas Maduro. I hope that once our country is free, we get to enjoy the benefits of oil again. But for the past 20 years, we haven't. I care about our people being free again, our families having food, our hospitals having medicine, and our kids being able to go to school, which they're not right now.
That gets me every time.
Yes. Yeah.
So people don't understand. And I'm not gonna. I know we're live, but we're also being recorded, and people will take snippets of our videos. So I'm not gonna say every single thing. But what I do want to say is that Trump did this to protect Americans too, right? Mm-hmm. So the alleged main allegations, I'm going to read them off to you, right? Because people just think like one day Trump just woke up and said, hey, I'm going to go and
steal their oil. That's what they're thinking. That's what they're thinking.
And steal their man, Maduro, like they wanted to give him up, trust me. But okay, so here are the main allegations that they have against Maduro, right? Because people think like he didn't have the right to do this. He just went in and kidnapped him. No, this was strategic. And we're going to show you the Delta Force strategy video also, okay? The first, number one, narco-terrorism conspiracy. So the U.S. alleges that Maduro and top officials ran a criminal enterprise that worked with drug cartels and guerrilla groups to traffic cocaine and other drugs into the U.S. So other drugs, what do you talk about that? Like fentanyl, other drugs that are killing Americans too. We all know someone. We know some people who have passed away from fentanyl. Mm-hmm. The other one is conspiracy to import cocaine. He's accused of directing or facilitating the shipment of large quantities of cocaine to the U.S. market. Possession of machine guns, and destructive devices. As a part of that conspiracy, the indictment says that Maduro and others possessed and used weapons to support their criminal enterprise. The big one is corruption and abuse of power. The indictment details the alleged corruption, including using Venezuelan institutions to help protect drug shipments and cooperating with violent groups. So these charges were first filed years ago, and they were reaffirmed and expanded around the time of the arrest. So when I say years ago, that's when we went back, and they already had the charges all in the folder, ready and waiting for Trump's eyes to read them. Mm-hmm. It says that he did read them. It took him about 20 minutes to read, and as soon as he read all all the proof that he said, go get him, go do this, and there was no hesitation. So thank God we have military and Delta Force that are trained for this. And it says that they studied so much where Maduro was for months, even what he ate, his routine, his medical routine, that he had cancer, about his security staff, like 40% was going to be there. And that means that the other 60%, we're going to be doing another mission that day just to go in and to capture him and his wife. Like, he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a second to lock the door.
But I was also thankful to one of his insiders that helped us.
Yeah. One of his insiders is the one that was tired of Maduro back 5 years ago, and he's the one that tipped off the U.S. Isn't that crazy that someone from within is the one that started all this mission, because he was tired of seeing his own people suffer. You don't understand the mission until it hits home, and when it hits home, that's what gets you mad. That's what makes you pissed off.
Yeah, that's what gets me upset, because I'm not from Venezuela. I'm from Guadalajara, but my parents came over here the right way. I mean, everything, and we weren't of money or anything like that. And I'm a U.S. citizen now, so that's exciting, and I love America. And when I see Americans who are liberals that hate America, I just want to do exactly what that guy said. Let me buy you a ticket to go to a different country so you can see what it's like.
Yep. So all of that is, alleged, but that's the evidence that they used. I wish I remember the name of the other guy that I think it started with the R. I can't remember, but he's the one that held the file. But while we're waiting for Maria to come on, I'm going to show you another video. We're just a little bit ahead on time, but we're waiting for Maria to come on. I'm going to show you the strategy that the Delta Force used to go get and capture Maduro. And let's talk about like experience, stealthiness. I mean, the execution. For you to go in and blow up an energy plant and look at the amount of aircrafts that they had to cover to light up the sky. Go ahead, Otto. Thank you.
And please share.
Yes, this is amazing. I love this video.
How do you capture a high-value target when the whole world is watching? You create a masterclass in deception. The CIA set the stage with a single building as bait and filled the sky with 150 aircraft to create a deafening sonic shield for the helicopters to drop Delta forces. F-35s lit up the perimeter, turning night into day. By the time the dust settled, the helicopters had already touched down and Maduro was gone. We'll also look at how the U.S. uses the F-35 jets in its Navy to launch a large-scale attack, all in the video ahead. In the dead of night that is 2 in the morning, the lights went out in Caracas. By 5 a.m., the president of Venezuela was gone. But how U.S. played a deception games. While the whole world were focused on the aircraft carriers in the Caribbean, a shadow war was being fought on the ground. This wasn't an invasion, it was a surgical extraction. We finally have the declassified timeline of how U.S. forces breached the heart of Caracas and extracted Nicolas Maduro. Let's start with step 1. The setup. This didn't happen overnight. For months, the U.S. had been tightening a naval quarantine around Venezuela. The U.S. Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group and the U.S. Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group were parked off the coast. The pretext was clear. The U.S. designated the Venezuelan government a narco-terrorist state, specifically targeting the drugs lords, but while the Navy squeezed the coast, intelligence assets were tracking one man. They waited for a specific window, a moment where Maduro was stationary and vulnerable. Step 2. The strike. It began at exactly 2 in the morning Venezuelan Standard Time. High above, several F-35 stealth fighters punch a hole through the enemy lines, destabilizing their anti-air defenses. Like these Russian S-300 missiles located all over the strategic high-value target. With the skies cleared, the path opens for Delta Force helicopters to fly straight towards the mission. Here comes the deception as the helicopters flew. The jets started firing with more strikes as it hit Fort Tuna, the main military base and command center, and La Carlota Air Base, destabilizing Venezuelan air support. Reports from the ground describe widespread explosions and a sudden communications blackout. The chaos wasn't the goal, it was the cover. But how did the raid happen? We have to look at step 3. Under the cover of darkness and chaos, the Tier 1 operators went to work. But what is the exact unit tasked with the mission? It is the Delta Force, one of the most elite secretive special forces units in the U.S. military. Witnesses in Caracas reported low-flying aircraft skimming the rooftops, flying well below radar coverage. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe house within the massive Fort Tuna complex. Resistance from the Venezuelan Presidential Guard was swift but ultimately futile, as the helicopters lay cover fire. The operators moved with surgical speed, landing on multiple points. But how exactly the capture and extraction happened? For this, let's look at step 4. Specialized helicopters hovered over the objective to insert the assault team. While dozens of attack helicopters laid down suppression fire, the Delta Special Forces descended and started the search for the high-value targets. How did they find him? Simple. The CIA had planted spy inside Nicolás Maduro's close circle. While back in the US, Delta Force built an exact replica of his safe house, rehearsing the raid until they could do it blindfolded. While operators breached the room so fast, his security could not even react to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security guard. Using blowtorch, they caught him before he could even lock all the doors. Maduro's shock and awe froze him as Delta Force breached the compound. Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were physically secured. This wasn't a negotiation. They were detained and immediately moved to the extraction point. These aircraft are capable of performing urban extractions from buildings and refueling in midair. Within minutes, they were airborne, leaving Venezuelan airspace and heading to a secure floating staging base in the Caribbean. This Operation Southern Spear has changed the geopolitical map of South America overnight. But wait, before after the extractions, there were reports of F-35 jets also leading the tip of the spear for the attack. We'll look how the United States used F-35 jets instead of F-16s for operations in Venezuela, because this is a well-organized and militarized Venezuela has positioned advanced Russian S-300 missile systems, Chinese radar networks, integrated Russian air defenses, and Shahed drones along its borders. This creates a highly lethal and challenging environment that older S-16s would struggle to survive. As stated, around 150 aircrafts and a massive 8 U.S. destroyers were stationed there. It also has 3 amphibious aircraft carrier and surveillance plane to turn it into a massive command and control juggernaut capable of overcoming a modern military's air defenses.
All right. So as y'all saw that video, you can see that it was strategic, very strategic. We have the smartest president in the world. So at this time, I'm going to tell you that not only am I grateful for Trump,
oh my God. Yes, absolutely.
So are all the people in Venezuela. So today I'm going to bring you on one of Venezuelans' own. We have Carmen Maria Montiel coming on, and I'm so excited. I was so excited. Oh, look at you, so beautiful.
Yes.
I was so excited to hear you and see you and capture your emotions. And then I saw the pictures, and I said, you know what, Jessica, we have to have her back. So thank you for coming back on our show. I know you've been on here before. I wasn't able to attend my own show.
to have a family member kidnapped? How would you lie to be starved to death? Because that's the other thing. You know, the people of Venezuela were starved. You know, when they talking like, I'm sorry, Mandani talks about government-run grocery stores. Well, I'm going to tell you what happened with government-run grocery stores. Empty shelves. Empty shelves is what's coming to New York. That's what happened in Venezuela. The people of Venezuela were starved to the point that people were looking in the trash for food. And you cannot even imagine that a country that is as rich as Venezuela is, people were gonna look for food in the trash. It's been the most humiliating thing that had happened in humanity, I would say, right after, the Holocaust. Because, we have seen pictures and videos of people completely skinny, just at the same level of the people that were imprisoned in the Holocaust. But they were free, but they were, dying of malnutrition. Old people, babies, anybody. So it's been such a crime. It's been humiliating. It's taking a whole country and their people to the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it's so sad. It's so sad. It's just
horrible.
heart-wrenching. Like, people don't understand. Me and Jessica had that conversation today about, the water is on for an hour. They don't have electricity for a few days, or only certain hours of the day. One day in the morning, one day in the evening.
They're only allowed to get a certain amount of food, and then if there's no food at the groceries, that's it. They have to wait.
It's so sad, though. So let me ask you this.
And that's the other thing, the biggest insult, it's all these people worry about the oil from Venezuela. Like, you know what happened with the oil of Venezuela? Cuba was getting it for free. China was also getting it for free. It's supposed contracts, but they were destroying, getting, and not even one person in Venezuela benefit from it. Well, one people, the regime, they got so wealthy. They have bank accounts around the world with millions in gold. Imagine they just got in Switzerland an account. I don't know how much gold that belongs to Nicolas Maduro, but that's the goal of the Venezuelan people, because Venezuela have oil, gold, the amount of minerals. That's is such a rich country that the sad thing is that everybody wants a piece of it. Everybody wants a piece of it. It is so sad sometimes to be that rich. And what happened is they were not people strong enough to oppose what came. Oh, it happened for over 40 years before Hugo Chavez got there. But when they say, well, United States just wants the oil, well, what do you think? Cuba and China and the rest want it. At least we now, United States, we're now going to be, entering into a partnership with Venezuela in which not only United States is going to benefit, but Venezuela will benefit.
It's going to give more jobs too.
Exactly, because until then, it was just giving free oil to all of these people and the country was not benefiting. It's going to create jobs. It's going to create prosperity. Then there is all our Americans company going to Venezuela to rebuild the country, because the country is completely destroyed. People do not understand. It's like, communists destroyed everything. The country is it's almost in ruins because they never took care of anything. They only took care of their bank accounts and their house. And they didn't care. I don't understand that, because you know what? I like to look around and see my surroundings pretty. I don't understand how these people didn't care that the city was getting destroyed, that everything was getting destroyed. So this is what's coming next. And it's going to be, this is a turning point, because we are in the Western Hemisphere. United States, sadly, we neglected our backyard, and we should learn a lesson, because our backyard was neglected, we have our enemies in Venezuela, and that cannot happen ever again.
That's right. So let's talk about two things. So I'm going to go back to where Trump, got so many billions of gallons of oil, right? And people are like, well, that's all he wanted. Well, he confiscated from the other countries, brought it back together. Like, there's a plan behind it. People are just like, that's all he's interested in. Trump doesn't need that money. He doesn't need the oil, and neither do we. But what is he going to do? He's going to reinvest and bring up their economy back so that they can survive. Now, when we go back to the economy, I was telling Jessica today that I was on the phone with one of my friends that lives in Venezuela still currently, and he had told me, oh, I got to let you go. My dad just got arrested for having coins. And I said, coins? And he said, yeah, he had money on him, and that they came and arrested him and took the money and put him in jail for 15 days there in Venezuela. And I said, you mean you can't even have the money? You know? And I'm talking like, this is, you missed the part of the conversation earlier where we had invested $25 and $50 sent to Venezuela to help them buy a pig at $8 and a chicken at $5 each, so that they could understand how to become an entrepreneur and resell just the chicken and how to feed their family, but how to sell chicken on the side of the road so that others could survive too. You know, even though others didn't have money, they're still bartering there with some other items. But those are things that we don't even think about. Like, I don't even know how to raise a chicken or a pig here, but I got to be a little farm in Venezuela.
We wake up and we just go about our day. We don't have to think about where is our water coming from, where is our food coming from, our electricity. And those people had to deal with that for years.
Yeah, they had to hide just the little coins that they had. That's crazy.
I had a cousin that she passed away over 10 years ago, and won't no more, probably around 20 years. And a little less, because it was the situation, no electricity, and she was very sick. And we just, with the whole family, we were waiting for her to passing in from Maracaibo. And Maracaibo has been the one that is being more affected, because Maracaibo is like the Texas of Venezuela, very conservative oil industry. That's where the oil was originally discovered, and farming. But it's very hot. And, all these hours without electricity, my cousin really just in her last days. So my family put a generator, and it was so difficult. So they just put a generator just to give her air conditioning, because she was in her last days. And I remember I used to call and say, well, we are here with our electricity. Thanks God that she had at least air conditioner in her bedroom. And these are the things that everybody that is from Venezuela have experienced that are heartbreaking. That, you go without electricity, without gas, without water. And everybody, that's what I said. I can never break myself away from it, because I've been part of this statistic that is so very sad, especially because I was able to live the good times. I grew up in a country that was incredible. It was wealthy. It was the promise of the region. Well, at some point, and I always said that and it is being recognized, Venezuela had the best health care in the continent at the time, even better than United States. And it was all destroyed, originally was destroyed with illegal immigration. And that's what people need to understand. This is part of a plan. It's a manual. And in Venezuela in the 70s, way before Hugo Chavez, because everybody talks about the 40 years of democracy in Venezuela, but it was 40 years of a social democracy, just like Mandani, social democrat, with two socialist parties. So they opened the border in the early 70s, and that destroyed our healthcare system, the roads, and they started building shack houses, because where are they going to live? Nobody can absorb a vertical growth of the population. And birth rights, the children of those illegal immigrants were the ones who voted for Hugo Chavez. So that's the plan the Democrats have here.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been running for office. As you know, I'm running again for District 38 here in Houston, for Texas 38, because I see the whole picture. And thanks God we have Trump. But we all saw what happened in the 4 years that Biden took over. They just put the accelerator on destroying our country.
Oh, yeah.
So we can Trump is not enough. We need to elect more people that understand the problem, more people that understand the situation, more people that understand that our institutions are infiltrated by the left. And that you cannot change. Look, Venezuela, they took Nicolas Maduro, but the regime is still in place because from the vice president down, the army is being bought out by the regime. Can you believe that the army in Venezuela have 4,000 generals? I don't think that even United States, we have 4,000 generals. But what happened is all these people have been put into that position so they feel great and then they give them business deals. So that's why the army is protecting them. So it's going to be a long process to weaken all of them. But in the meantime, they have to obey for Donald Trump, which is the biggest insult for these people because they hate the imperio, how they call it, and they hate Donald Trump. But guess what? The fact that they've started to fret the prisoners today is because they have to follow orders or they will face the same as Nicolas Maduro.
Yes. Do it. Yeah, and I was telling Jessica that today that Trump did say, here's an interim, do right by the people or there will be consequences. And we already know he doesn't have to say anything more, in depth. That's enough said. Enough said. Like there will be consequences, and they already see the consequences. They want to be they're going to end up in prison or in jail in the Bronx or wherever.
And they all will eventually.
Yeah,
they all will
I love it.
eventually. They all deserve. Delcy Rodriguez. They're all criminals. And Delcy Rodriguez is probably worse than Nicolas Maduro because when you see her background, she and her brother were the biological children of a guerrilla member, a criminal that kidnapped an American, William Niehaus from Owens, Illinois. And he died and nobody found the bounty. Owens, Illinois paid the bounty. The mother of those two moved to France. They're highly educated, so we know where the money is. And then she married another worse criminal than even her husband. And so those two had been, their biological father is a guerrilla member, high criminal. Their stepfather, another guerrilla member, high criminal. So what can you expect from those two, from Delcy Rodriguez and Jorge Rodriguez? Nothing good can come out of those two.
Yep, that's what I have right here. So about Delcy Rodriguez, Delcy, I'm glad you brought her up. So let's talk about, we got about 3 more minutes. What do you have any words that you want to say to Venezuela?
Well, to the people of Venezuela, stay calm. They just impose an order, even though they follow orders for Donald Trump, impose an order where if they see that anybody is in favor of Nicolas Maduro's arrests and they're taking people's phones, they're going to arrest these people or anybody that is in favor. These are hard times, but just stay put. It's going to get done. This is the last stretch of this suffering. It's been 26 long years, but it's almost coming to an end. And to even inside and outside, let's keep celebrating. Pray to God for this to end, because I would say this is the worst time. Things usually get worse before they get better, and I believe this is that point, that time right now. And to the American people that wonder still if this is a good thing, it is a good thing.
It is.
Not only for the people of Venezuela, but for us Americans.
For America, to protect America. And I had the opening statement with Jessica that Trump did this in favor of America first.
Yes.
Yes.
But it was a big benefit for Venezuela. And we're truly grateful that Trump has a heart. I know people thought he was heartless early on in the year when he did the deportations, but I told him, you do have to abide by the law. I mean, you have to abide by the law. And if we were in Venezuela, we'd probably be in prison right now, too. But, okay, so 2 more things. Tell me real quick about a minute worth of how you felt when you heard the announcement that Maduro was captured.
It was the biggest I never felt so happy other than when my children were born. I can't compare that because that was such a happening every time they were born. But it was happy with relief, with finally seeing the hope that this mystery is coming to an end. And it was like the best morning, the best day. Like I always say, everything tasted better that day. The coffee was better.
Yeah, the chicken.
Our
Everything.
chicken.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm so happy for you. I really am. Okay, second thing. Tell us, I know you're running for Congress. Tell us what counties that affects. Like, explain your district, because we're in San Antonio, Texas, and you're in Houston. So just explain your district and a little bit more about what you stand for.
Well, 38 district is, one of the newest districts, and it's on the west side of Houston. It's in Harris County, completely inside of Harris County. It starts like around Memorial, goes west, and takes the energy corridor, which is so important right now with this partnership with Venezuela. And me, I'm the best candidate for this because I have the experience with Venezuela. I speak the language, grew up in oil. So we have the energy corridor with the district, goes all the way to Katy and then goes up to Tomball. So, all this gerrymandering. What I stand for? I stand for freedom. I'm a true conservative, faith, family, and freedom. And nobody will defend freedom like me because I know how it feels to lose it. Like I always say, I lost a country. I refuse to lose another one. And it is not good to free Venezuela if United States eventually will fall into communism. So we need to fight and fight harder. This is a bigger country. I just always said, like Donald Trump said, and but he's incredible. I always say this will be Venezuela in steroids because this country is so big. And then he said it. If we fall, it'll be Venezuela on steroids because this is a much bigger country. Or, the countries, this unit will separate. So we just need to keep on fighting for our country, keep on fighting for freedom, keep on fighting for having a small government to end bureaucracy, to end corruption, and to understand that capitalism is the only way, is the only ideology that pulls people out of poverty and give progress. And that's what the Venezuelan people needs right now, to get progress because they are so deep in a hole. And also us here in America, this is going to take us out of this very difficult economical situation we're right now, because it's reality. 2025 was a very difficult economic year for all of us. And I invite people to please check my campaign in Carmen4Congress.com. That's Carmen4Congress.com, but with the digit 4. And check about my campaign. I just have a bill that we just put there about COVID. So the restrictions and everything that happened during COVID to us, that we lost our freedom, never ever happen again. And we will never be forced to get vaccinated or ever be forced to wear masks or lose your jobs. None of that. So that's very important to me. It's all, I'm a freedom lover. And moreover, because of what we all Venezuelans had experienced in our lifetime.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you
Carmen,
so much.
when you go back to Venezuela, I want you to call me. I want to plan and I want to go back with you. I do.
Well, I don't know when, like I told you, the regime's still in place.
Yeah. Well, next year or the year
persona
after.
non grata
Yeah.
by the regime. But I'll let you know, I also want to take my children. There is so many places I also haven't ever visited that it is my compromise. And I told my children, when we get back, I told them, I'm going to tell you to Angel Falls, the tallest waterfall in the world, one of the
I've
wonders
seen that.
of the world.
Yeah.
Yes. And so
In
many
videos.
places to see.
Yeah.
And that it's a compromise because I didn't have the chance to do it before. And now I said, probably I would love to take a extended vacation, visit Venezuela, and visit all these places.
Love it. Well, Carmen, I want to thank you. I just want to tell everybody, I remember meeting you, I think it was 2020, when I was at Latinos for Trump. So I know you've been a longtime patriot, American loving patriot, and I know you've been doing a lot of work out there in Houston. Let's see if my microphone's still on. Okay, but I want to thank you, ma'am, and thank you for sharing your voice, your truth, your heart with us today. You know, this moment reminds us that while justice can be delayed, it's never forgotten, and that the Venezuelan people, is it on? That the Venezuelan people remain resilient, faithful, and hopeful. And to our listeners, stay informed, compassionate, continue lifting Venezuela up in your prayers, and que vive Venezuela. But thank you for coming on our show today, and we will talk to you soon. You're more than welcome to come on anytime you want, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Maria.
Thank you. Bye.
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 All right, guys. Well, wow. That's like such a true inspiration. Okay, my microphone's back on now. What a true inspiration. Oh, I got chills.
I loved her story.
Yes.
Because she lived the good part of it and the horrible part of it. And she was part of the statistic of the people that left.
Yes.
She needs to write a book.
I know. I don't think my microphone's on, Otto.
No, I hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah,
okay,
I can hear you.
All right. Well, we got, you know, we have to do a shameless plug here because this is how we support ourselves. So if Otto could play our little video.
Yeah.
Un video de Maquilla. And thank y'all for still staying on with us.
Yes, thank you guys.
I think my eyes look puffy.
Every woman deserves luxury. Every woman deserves to feel chosen. Because there is a perfect shade of red for every woman. For every skin tone, every mood, every moment she decides to take up space. Red Lip Latina Beauty is a collection created to celebrate you. Smooth, liquid lipsticks wrapped in diamonds, designed to remind you that confidence is always in style. And for the woman who loves a little extra sparkle, a mascara dressed in diamonds, deep, black, bold, unforgettable, because your presence should never go unnoticed. This isn't just beauty, it's empowerment, it's elegance, it's knowing your worth. So if you love diamonds as much as we do, this is definitely your product. Red Lip Latina Beauty. For an elegant look, because every woman deserves her perfect red and shine.
All right, guys. So that's how we support ourselves.
Yes. Exactly.
We have our beauty line right here, Red Lip Latina Beauty. So I want to thank, I got some messages right now while we were on air. I got one from Crystal and Heather that they wanted to purchase some lipsticks. So we're going to just show you what we have. Okay, this is some of our new stock. Yes, I carry this little thing around everywhere I go. But we do have, what started it all was the Cindy. So when we first started the radio show 2 years ago, people would ask me, hey, Cindy, what are you wearing? Can I buy your lipstick? What are you wearing? Like, tell me what you're wearing. And I couldn't tell them. And I would tell Jessica, like, I really can't tell them because I would blend a whole bunch of lipsticks together to make what I had. Mm-hmm. So this is the outcome of that. The blended lipstick called the Cindy. So, you know, it was a vision that I had and I never brought it into fruition until one day when Jessica was by my side and I told her, hey, you know, like people keep asking me what lipstick am I wearing? And I want to create a lipstick brand. And she was like, yeah, like
do it.
I'll help you. I'll support you. I'll do whatever it takes. And she didn't know, but a few weeks later, that's when I asked her to become a partner, part of Red Lip Latina Beauty. So guess what? This is how we support ourselves.
Yes.
So.
And they're all different tones of red. I'm sure like if you watched us talk about it, we're going to continue to talk about them because we're in love with them. They're different tones of red. They're for everybody's shade. So today I'm wearing two colors. I lip lined my lips with the Genevieve and I put the Jessica. Mm-hmm. Because the Genevieve's kind of like when you put it as a lip liner, it's like a brown, like a darker color. So I was like, I'm going to try it like that today. But I mean, I've worn the Patriot Red. That one's beautiful. If you have colored eyes, oh my God, your eyes pop with this one. Remember Velma? She had this one. And her eyes, I didn't know they were color, but yeah, they looked green on the pictures. And I guess she has hazel eyes. So definitely Patriot Red. Jessica, mine is just, you know, it's a nice regular matte red. It glides on smoothly. It's a beautiful color as well. I mean, I love it. I'm being honest. I wear it every day.
So Patriot Red has an orange undertone, and it is the color like of the American flag. I call it like an Americana red. And then the Jessica is more like, I would say, a Santa Claus red.
Yeah.
The Cindy has a blue undertone, and it is a red. So when people tell me like I cannot wear a red lipstick, let me tell you that
there is
one of these red lipsticks is for you. And so far we've had it on every shade, from the lightest and the brightest to the darkest, and there is a shade for you. And I've tried them on people, but just want to let y'all know that if y'all would like to help support us, we do have a new shipment in. We do have some of the Genevieve, but you know what? The Genevieve is going to be sold at a private event because the Genevieve has made it onto the Saks Fifth Avenue red carpet, and we are super grateful for that.
Yes.
So I call the Genevieve like a beginner red, because it's kind of like with a brown undertone.
Yeah, and then that's like it's like a baby steps. If you're like, I don't know yet,
like the intro
do
to
the
red.
Genevieve.
Yeah. But all right, guys, we gotta let you go. It's time. We're getting our signal. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Please share the video, guys.
Yeah, share the video, tag a friend, invite the friends to like our page.
Let your red lipstick friend know.
Yeah, if they never worn a red lipstick, contact us. We'll help them out. We make everybody feel good. But thank you, guys. We'll talk to y'all next Thursday. Thank you for tuning in to Lip Latina Radio. Thank you, Otto.
Bye.
That's a wrap for today on Red Lip Latina Radio. We tackled the issues, we lifted up our community, and we kept it bold, real, and unapologetic. But the conversation doesn't stop here. We stay loud, stay proud, and stay engaged. Follow us, join the movement, and let's keep making noise for San Antonio, Texas, and the whole USA. Until next time, keep your head high, your lipstick bold, and your voice even bolder. Nos vemos, familia.